Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick overview of my Kayak Trolling Motor install. Went with a pretty simple setup. I know a lot of guys use the XI3s or taquitos, stuff like that, but those can be over $1,000 to start. This is a pretty inexpensive design. No holes to drill, don't have to worry about getting tangled on anything up front. It's a pretty clean install, easy to remove if need be. I'll start with the mount. Went with a 1/4 inch aluminum for the mount. Made a template, cut it out, beveled all the edges so everything's nice. Got stainless hardware. Drilled the holes that would go into the existing power pole plate that's made for the Hobie Outback. So I didn't have to drill any holes in the kayak. Went with a piece of mahogany wood so that these would bite into the material. I know a lot of guys use metal, but they end up slipping off. If you come down here and look, I got 2 C brackets clamped together, and they're shimmed just so they come up underneath that aluminum plate. So, I mean, you can really give this thing, there's 0 flex in it. Underneath this aluminum plate, I have marine deck mat. It's very thick foam, compresses it down, kind of locks these screws in, and it prevents this aluminum plate from rubbing on the kayak. I don't steer with this. I just simply use it for propulsion, and I steer with the rudder. It's a very intuitive design. Don't have to worry about any modules or any necklaces. Getting lost. Come down here, I pretty much have my skeg parallel with the bottom of my rudder. And I have the lock-in mechanism zip tied because I don't use the reverse, and this thing can kick up if I do accidentally hit anything. I just pretty much use this to transition to the spot, and then I fish with the pedals as normal. Coming up from there, took the control head off, routed the cables through this 1-inch conduit. Coming out right here is your power wires that go to your battery, lithium ion, 60 amp hour. I got 100 amp hour on the way. Coming down to here, got this waterproof PVC control box where the top of the trolling motor actuator head sits. It's just a potentiometer wired up. Got 6 speeds and then reverse. Like I said, I don't really use the reverse. Yeah, it's a pretty simple unit. We do a lot of tournaments, but they don't allow motors, so it'll allow me to pre-fish a little easier, fish for fun, and then with just a couple bolts and zip ties cut away, I can remove the whole unit and I'm back to fishing naked. So pretty clean. We're gonna head out on the water and give it a shot. Stay tuned. All right guys, we're out here on the water. Got the unit all set up. Got the control box routed up here by the seat. I just have it zip tied to some cleats that already existed on the kayak. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't use the reverse, but you can put it on low in a pinch. You put it on high, it'll kick up. And that's just what you have to deal with if you want the motor to kick up in case you hit something, which I prefer as a fail-safe. Got the GPS ready. We're gonna do a little speed test with it, all right? Kick it on, start the speed test. That's barely on. Bump it up a couple of notches. All right, that's maxed out. So it looks like we're keeping it about 4.2-ish. We got the tide working against us right now, so probably be close to 4.5 at a slack tide. Not too bad. If we wanted to get on it a little bit and get somewhere in a hurry, probably pick that up a little bit. Oh yeah, we can We can get it up to about 6 if we pedal with it. Just cruising here, about 5.5. Pretty good. Pretty nice, inexpensive setup. Alright guys, we're out here cruising. Moves along at about 4.5, depending on the tides and the wind. Keep in mind it's only a 27-pound thrust trolling motor. If you go bigger, then you get diminishing returns in weight and battery consumption. 4.5 is pretty good. If you really need to get somewhere fast, you can use the pedals to assist you. And you can get about 5 to 6, depending on how hard you get on it. But pretty nice. Do some turning with it at full speed. Not too bad. Turns it pretty good. Not too bad. Alright guys, that about does it for the setup and the test. We're almost to the first spot here, so I'm going to kill the camera, cut the motor off, and get to fishing. We'll catch you next time.